There we go.
All right. Hi, ladies, and welcome to our coach sneak peek tonight. We're going to be talking about any and everything that has to do with coaching. So basically, we're going to share a few stories so you can kind of see that there's no one size fits all to coaching. Basically, as long as you have the desire to better yourself and invite others along the way, you're going to make a great coach. So you'll hear from some of us about our stories, and then we're just going to go into some very common asked questions. At least one of them is probably rolled around in the back of your mind when you've been wondering about how this works and everything. So we'll answer those. And then, of course, at the end, we'll open it up for any questions. If you have a question and you're worried about forgetting it, just go ahead and drop it in the chat while we're talking so we can just roll through as much information as possible. And then we'll get to all your guys' questions at the end, because sometimes one question can open a whole can of worms. So we want to make sure we get all the info you guys want, and then we'll answer questions at the end. So I will just kick it off. My name is Danny Detra, and I live in Portland, Oregon. I have been a coach for 3 years now. I am in qualification for 2-star diamond, and which basically just means I am building my business and I am helping other women build a business as well. So I came to coaching in kind of a funny way. My best friend actually did a challenge group, and she lost 9 pounds in 21 days. Well, at this time, I'd been married for a year. I had gained 10 pounds since my wedding, and I was in the worst shape physically, emotionally, and mentally I'd ever been in my life. I was very down on myself. So the fact that my best friend had lost 9 pounds in 21 days, I was like, whatever it is, I want to do it. Let me into this group. And it turns out it was a Facebook challenge group using the program 21 Day Fix. Well, I was a bartender for a very long time, and I happened to be a closet infomercial program orderer, and I would order all of them while my husband was asleep, and I would just be watching TV, and Sean T would pop up, and I would order them. So I already owned 21 Day Fix. I'd never done it. So I asked the girl running the group if I could be in, and she said, yeah, you got to get this program. I said, I already have it. And she's like, okay, you got to order this shake. And I was like, no way. And for some reason, they let me in the group. I still don't know why, but thank goodness they did. I literally had to wipe the dust off of my 21 Day Fix because I had never used it, and I don't clean, so that's just a side note. So there was literally a layer of dust on 21 Day Fix that had been sitting on my shelf for probably a year at that point. But I joined this group, and I worked out for 21 days straight. I did not follow the meal plan. I did not change my eating. I did not drink this magic shake they wanted me to drink. And guess what? 21 days, I had no results. Amazing how that happens. But I was so proud of myself that I had committed to this group for 21 days, and I had stopped my excuses of saying I didn't have time to work out, because I was like, anyone has 30 minutes. I spend more than 30 minutes playing on my phone a day. I can work out. So I did it. And even though I had no results, I fell so in love with the community that I kept going. And I did this for 4 months straight. Well, at the end of 4 months, I actually looked worse, which I think is crazy. But I was the type of person at that time, my thought process was, oh, I'm working out. I can eat whatever I want. So I actually started eating worse. So that's why I ended up looking worse. So 21 Day Fix Extreme was about to debut. And I was like, well, clearly I'm at the age where I need to do something extreme. I had just turned 31, and I was like, well, I guess I got to work way harder than I used to. So I ordered 21 Day Fix Extreme with the Shakeology, and I did all 21 days. I drank the shake, and I lost like 3 pounds, and I had noticeable results at the end of my 21 days, and I was pumped. Well, during this time, I brought about 7 of my friends into the group, and finally my coach was like, for the 4th or 5th time, like, you could be making this money. And I was like, wait, what? Because I love money. And I was like, okay, I'll sign up as a coach. And basically the rest is history. But about 11 months into my job, 11 months into coaching, I ended up losing my job of 7 years in a 2-minute phone call. And thank goodness that I had started this side hustle 11 months prior, or I would have had to go back to work and find a different job. So my husband kind of looked at me and said, what makes you the happiest? Because at that time I was, like I said, I was a bar manager, and I was offered another bar position that next day. and I really didn't want to take it. And he was like, I said, Beachbody makes me the happiest. And he's like, well, let's just go for it. So I've been home full time doing Beachbody. I had my daughter Chloe a year ago, so I've been able to be home with her entire life. I haven't missed anything. I didn't miss her first steps. She still hasn't said any words, but hopefully one day. But I will be here for all of it, and that's because of Beachbody and this amazing opportunity that has blessed my life in so many ways. These two women, Joy and Ashley, I would never have met them if it wasn't for this opportunity, and now I can say that they're close friends of mine. And it's just truly changed who I am from the inside out in every possible way. And I know that if you let it, this opportunity will do the same for you. So that is my story. I think we're going to go into the other girl's story so you can just see that all different stories come to make a great coach.
Okay, I will go next. I'm Ashley Gibson, and right now I live in Arizona. I've been a coach for 6 years now, so every time I say that, I can't believe it's been that long. But I guess my first introduction to Beachbody was actually when Ryder, who was just on my lap, was 2 months old. My husband gave me P90X as a Valentine's Day gift, which I asked for, so he wasn't in trouble. And I loved the program, and I still have pictures of Ryder as a baby, like watching me work out. But I didn't know there was a coaching opportunity behind any of that. I didn't even know there was a shake part of that. When we moved to Michigan from Hawaii, I kind of just found myself in a really rough spot. We were taken to this teeny little town in northern Michigan, and it was like a 4-hour drive just to get to a Walmart, if that gives you some perspective. I had 2 kids at the time. They were both under 2, and then I also had postpartum after my second son. So there was a lot going on in addition to being in college full time. And so you would think that this would be the very last I would want to take on with all that going on. But I knew 2 women in the community, and I really liked them. They were close friends. Trina Gray, who actually founded the larger team that we're on, she owned the gym I worked out at, and her general manager was my friend Tracy, and I loved taking her group exercise classes. So I knew them in the gym setting, and then I also saw them posting about this other thing that I didn't quite get, but they looked like they were having fun doing it. And Tracy asked me if I wanted to be in a Facebook challenge group like Danny. At the time, that was T25. And I didn't think that you could get results from home because I was used to going to the gym twice a day. It was the only thing to do in my town, and it had childcare. So I took a mom break in the morning and went to a class for an hour, and then I went back at night to a class for an hour just to like get out of the house and have some sanity. So I thought, okay, well, there's a 25-minute program that's not going to do anything for my body. But I couldn't say no to my friend, so I did it anyway. And I got better results doing that than, there was a period in my life where I ran 10 miles a day, and I got better results in 25 minutes and had abs for the first time in my life. So I was just like, okay, this is kind of the real deal. This is fun. And then the best part that I didn't expect was just the women that I met when I joined the Facebook challenge, my first one. I didn't know any of them, but by the end of 8 weeks of working together, I felt like I'd made some really good friends. And it was fun to just be involved with something that was so positive and uplifting. And I knew, like, if I saw my friend Erica got her workout done with 4 kids at home, then I could certainly get it done with 2. So the community atmosphere was not expected, but that's ultimately why I decided I wanted to coach. I fell in love with the people side of it and thought, there are so many moms at home who aren't able to get to the gym, who aren't able to take their kids to daycare. Even if they are, they don't want to because they'll get sick or the childcare is just not great. So like, what a unique and wonderful opportunity to be able to offer people like a gym environment at home. And guess what? You can get better results in less than 30 minutes. It seemed like the total package. So yeah, it's been 6 years and I have not looked back for a single second other than wishing I would have started sooner. That was it. Joy?
Hi, I'm Joy Harrington. I live in Denver, Colorado. And I actually heard about Beachbody when I lived in Portland there was quite a few ladies in my church who were doing it. And I was one of those skeptical people that was like, what is this MLM business? What are these people doing this fad diet? Because I was really into holistic health. I've worked for a chiropractor. I've worked for a physical therapist office. I know a lot about nutrition and things like that. So I was like, these weird shakes that people are paying tons of money for, all this stuff. I was very skeptical. And my coach first reached out to me to do a challenge group, and I was actually offended because I'm like, are you saying I need to lose weight? Like, that's so offensive. And I was too proud to be like, oh, sure. So I was like, no, I do my own thing at the gym, and totally blew her off. And then we moved to Colorado from Portland 2 weeks after I had my second baby. And I got really bad postpartum depression, and I really struggled with being in a new place, and having 2 kids, a toddler and a newborn, is really hard. And my husband was gone all summer traveling for work. And then our marriage fell apart when his addiction came out that I didn't know about. And we totally hit rock bottom. And I was completely burnt out. And I was still making it to the gym because I was a gym girl, but I, as a person, was really struggling. I had lots of days on the couch, not even getting up to hang out with my kids. I was really depressed. And I felt super trapped in my life. Like I was a victim to someone else's decisions, and there was nothing I could do about it. So when I finally started to come out of the super depression part and was starting to kind of get my feet under me, my husband had been doing really hard and intense work on himself with counseling and stuff, but I got to the point where I realized it didn't matter how much he changed. I didn't like me. I was unhappy, not because of him, but because of me. And at first I was really angry at him because I thought that was his fault. I thought I was like that because of what he had decided. But in reality, his decisions and actions had just brought that out in me that was already there. So I was like, y'all, you know what? I gotta change. I don't like being unhappy. I don't like being this miserable bitch of a person. So I had seen my coach consistently posting about different books she was reading and how they were really growing in her groups, and not just doing fitness, but actually growing as people. And I saw other people getting transformations and signing up to be a coach and changing as a person, not just getting physical transformations, but growing into a more positive, strong, confident person. And I was like, what the crap? So I was like, I think I need to look into this. And I knew if I was going to do it, I was going to do it as a coach because I wanted the whole thing. I was like, I need to jump in and do the whole thing and grow as a person. So my coach messaged me just saying hi. And I was like, actually, I want you to talk to me about coaching. She was like, what? So I joined a sneak peek like this. And I listened to other people share their stories. I got all my questions answered, and I heard there was a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I signed up and was like, if this doesn't work out in 30 days, I'm returning everything and canceling all of it. And I jumped in with both feet. And within the first month, I made more than I invested because I invited friends to do it with me. And I was so excited, I think, to finally have something that was going to be just for me, that was outside of being a wife and a mom. And I found amazing community in these groups online, which shocked me because going through what I had been through and all my marriage stuff had really taken a toll on my relationships. And I had lost a lot of friendships and family in that process. And I had really isolated myself and felt a lot of pain. And so when I got online and met these girls who wanted to be so encouraging and positive and supportive, and I didn't even know them, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So that really helped me. And the first month she was like, do 21-day fix, but commit to all of it. Cause I was like, really, do I have to do the eating plan? I'm not even trying to lose weight. And she was like, yes, just do it. So I did it, and I had lost another 5 pounds and toned up for the first time. I had abs, which I had never had before. And I was shocked at what could happen in 30 minutes a day at home. And I was like, oh my God, this is legit. I've already had people sign up and want to do this, and I just want to keep going. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey ever since then. I'm not the same person. Even my husband is different. We didn't know about personal development. I introduced him to Darren Hardy. He just went to Darren Hardy's conference. He's a high performance coach. He only works with people who make a certain amount of income. And it was crazy because Peter would never have done that. And he wouldn't be growing in his own businesses the same way. So it's been crazy to see how much it changed our lives, our marriage, all of it. So one of the best decisions I ever made. And like Ashley, I go, why didn't I find this years ago?
Love it. Awesome. So as you can see, like 3 completely different stories. I never even knew who my coach was when I actually signed up. Like I didn't follow her on Facebook. It wasn't that thing. It was just literally my friend was doing a group and this lady was the coach. And so that's who I signed up with. In hindsight, it's a terrible decision. So I'm glad that you actually have a coach here who invited you. All right. So we're going to get into most commonly asked questions. So number 1 question that everyone wants to know, how in the freaking heck do you make money as a coach? It is so simple how we make money, guys. We make 25% commission on everything that people purchase from us. So people see us on social media. They see us vulnerably, realistically, and totally honestly sharing our journey about products that are working for us and how they're affecting us. We're never selling anything to anyone. We're just saying, hey, I'm doing this workout 30 minutes a day and I'm drinking this awesome smoothie every single day and I feel great. Do you want to do that same thing? And people are like, hell yeah, because a lot of people feel pretty bad and they want to feel better. So if you can do it in the convenience of your own home and get this awesome, yummy milkshake in every single day, then heck yeah. So everything people purchase from us, we make 25% commission on. And then once you start building a team, you are eligible to make money in a whole lot of other ways. But the most easy way to explain it to you is we get something called a team bonus cycle. AKA you get paid for helping your team find success. As a coach, our job is to help a minimum of 3 people a month. So if you do that, Beachbody's going to pay you commissions for those. And then if you turn around and help your coaches help 3 people, Beachbody is going to give you a bonus for helping your coaches find success in this business. And again, there's a ton of other ways we get paid, but it is way beyond what a brand new coach needs to know. But just know you have unlimited potential to earn money in this business. There's no caps on anything, and that is pretty cool. So the next question is there a minimum that you have to spend or sell each month to be a coach? Ashley, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah. And to add to what Danny just said, there are other MLMs that they just want warm bodies. So what I want to add on with the team cycle bonus thing is that other way that we can earn money really only comes from helping you succeed. So it's important to understand that, especially if your parents or someone you know had a bad experience with direct sales. Probably they were with a company that was just like looking for enrolling people for the sake of enrolling them, and then we're on to the next. Where Danny, Joy, myself, Emily, like as leaders, we don't have no incentive to add you to the team unless we plan on helping you grow your own successful business. So when it comes to minimums, that's the other unique thing. You actually don't have to purchase or sell anything a month to be a coach. There's no minimum requirement for you to purchase or retail. Now, with that being said, I don't like to work with coaches who aren't at least committed and invested in themselves. So most of the women on our team, Joy and Danny's as well, they do invest in their own monthly, either it's Shakeology as a nutritional supplement or the performance line or all 3. I am such a product junkie. I use like everything and my kids use it, my husband uses it. So coaches don't have to, but if you're going to represent a lifestyle, then you have to walk the walk. So it's a good idea that at a minimum, you're using Beachbody On Demand, drinking Shakeology. That doesn't mean like if you end up skipping a month, your account gets closed down. It doesn't mean that, you have to hit certain numbers to get paid out. I've actually heard of that in other companies too, where people have to sell a certain amount of product just to get their own commission, which I think should be illegal. It probably is. So regardless of whether you sell like something for $5, someone buys a sampler pack from you, or maybe they buy, the mega challenge pack, you're going to get 25% commission no matter what. And then the other thing, the only fee that's involved is a $15.95 business service fee. So what this gives me is all my websites. It tracks customer orders. The company ships things out for you. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback. Hold on. So like all your customers' orders, shipping and handling, returns, any sort of customer service issue, like they handle that for less than $16 a month. Not to mention like an integrated email system. So it's this huge like business package for the cheapest fee possible. Because if you were to own, say, a coffee shop or even like a retail boutique, I mean, QuickBooks alone or an email software system for your small business would cost upwards of $90 a month. So it's a pretty good deal what we get. And that $16 a month coaching fee is the only actual requirement. And if you're a military spouse like me, you don't even pay that. That's completely waived for active duty spouses, active duty personnel, and then veterans. So that's a pretty cool perk.
Awesome. So our next question is, how much does it cost to start your business? Joy, do you want to cover that?
So there's several opt-in options. You can start a business with Beachbody for as little as $39.95. That literally buys your coaching business. And there are coaches who have done that before. I didn't start that way. I don't think Danny and Ashley started that way. They didn't, because we wanted to be examples, right? I knew personally that I wanted to try what I was going to be asking other people to try. So I bought my own stuff. My package was $160 when I started for my shakes and my DVDs. Thank goodness they don't have DVDs anymore. We now have streaming, which is $100 for a whole year, which breaks down to $8 a month, cheaper than Netflix. So you can buy your package that gets you the $100 the year of streaming and a first bag of Shakeology for $160. They have obviously other packages that go up from there, but we recommend starting that way just because you do want to lead by example. You want to know that you're being genuine in this business and not just telling other people to do things that you're not. So that's what we recommend, but you can obviously start with the $40 fee. And when you sign up as a coach with the challenge pack, they call it, the $160 package, they waive the sign-up fee. So it's just a straight $160, which is just your stuff. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of extra product to be schlepping or things like that. It's just your shakes and your workouts.
Yeah, like I told my husband, because he was kind of skeptical, just like most husbands are. I was like, the worst case scenario is I end up in the best shape of my life. That's the worst thing that can happen. I'm not investing savings or like taking out a loan to start a business or buying, like Joy said, some companies make you buy thousands of dollars in inventory that you have to sell from your garage, which is a huge risk. Like it's just what I'm using every day already anyway. So it kind of makes sense. And there's not many, like to think that I've built a 6-figure business with a $160 startup fee is ridiculous. And you can't do that with many other business ventures. So.
Awesome. So our next question is, do you have to commit to working out every single day or only doing Beachbody workouts? So obviously as a coach, you want to walk the walk. You should be doing the program as it's designed. But the beauty of this business is you can make it work for you however it works for you. So if you are an avid marathon runner, if you are already a personal trainer and you love the gym, or you are a Orange Theory junkie, whatever it is, Beachbody can fit into your life. But just remember, the people who are watching you might not be marathon runners. So a perfect solution for them is at-home workouts by you sharing, you using those will really help the people who are watching you. So that's probably the really like red flag question I get a lot. Well, like, oh, I really love the gym, or, oh, I'm like very into running. Like, how will this fit into my life? We have programs that are as short as 4 days a week. You can run those other days, or you can run in conjunction with the program. We have workouts that are as short as 10 minutes a day that you can add in to your workout that you're already doing. An extra 10 minutes is only going to do good for you, right? So however you make Beachbody work for you, that's your thing. Everyone runs their business completely different. And that is one of the joys of having an online business and being the CEO, is you get to make it work for you. All right. So the next question, probably one of the biggest concerns most people have, is how do you find people to join your group or to join your team? Ashley, do you want to take this one?
Yeah. So when I started, there was actually, I mentioned there, it was a teeny town I lived in, and I felt like there probably literally was 50 other coaches because the gym owner just knew a lot of people and she's awesome at building a strong team. So I felt like, okay, how can I be successful when everybody already knows about this? And one thing that I realized when I talk to my newer coaches especially is, even to this day, I'm rarely working with people in my zip code. It's always people that I knew in college or in high school, or maybe I met them through like, a mom's group. Because I'm military, that means we move a lot, which means I'm meeting new groups of people often. But every single month, the majority of my customers are people that I went to high school with, college with, or people that I just met online. Like Instagram is ridiculously awesome because you get to share your life, and that could be cute pictures of your baby or the yummy cookies you just made. And plus, by the way, here is my before and after from this 21-day program I just finished. And then suddenly you have people asking you what you did, or sharing a lot in stories. The stuff that you have access to now to make your business so simple is crazy. We didn't have it 6 years ago when I started. So just sharing your life on social media in small ways makes people interested, and they ask questions. I do invite people too because I love it. I think about it as inviting someone to a fitness class at the gym. Like I've gone to Pure Barre with my friends. They've invited me, and I've paid $40 for one class, but was happy to go. So when you're meeting other people, you're like, hey, by the way, do you want to try out an online wellness studio? I don't know if this would be for you, but we love it. And you kind of just, it's like inviting your friends or your sisters to what you're already doing. And I think that people are intimidated when they overthink it too much. They think they have to talk to someone and know everything or have some sort of like speech prepared, but you're really just inviting people into your life. And when you can share it on social media, people are interested. The other place that I find people is just getting out of the house. I think it's important to be active in your community. So whether that's like mommy play groups, or you're part of a Bible study, or you're in a running club or something, meeting other people in real life helps a lot too, because those people know like 500 other people. So not only are you making great friends, but you get referral business where they're like, oh, hey, my friend just had a baby. She wants to lose 20 pounds. Can I connect you to? Sure. Yeah, let's chat. Did I miss anything with that, Joy or Danny? Adding people, working with people? No? Yeah. It's don't overthink it. It's literally going to be people you already know and people you don't even expect, like your great aunt in Florida, or that girl in high school who was always really mean, but suddenly she wants to work with you. So don't overthink it. It's always people who you least expect and people you probably already know. Okay. The next question.
Don't discount how many people you know. Probably like, I don't have a big network, I can't be successful.
Yeah, I had less than 200 friends.
Joined social media started with 0 friends or followers. Yeah. So
I did not have Instagram when I started, and I had less than 200 Facebook friends. So, like, if that tells you anything, you don't have to be an influencer to be successful.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings us to our next question. I'll let Joy answer this. Is it mandatory to post on social media to run your business?
I have talked to people about this before, and my answer is always no, of course not. It's your business. You get to run it however you want to. But why wouldn't you use social media to grow your business? What I tell people is this is a people business. So however you're going to connect with people and have conversations is how you're going to grow your business. And if that for you is face-to-face, great. Go do it face-to-face. There are tons of successful Mary Kay ladies or Avon ladies or other businesses that do all face-to-face. It can totally work for you. When I started, I was this very busy mom of 2. I needed something that could be strictly at home. I didn't want to have to leave and go to parties and go meet people all the time. So I was like, I want to go online. So I build using social media, plus social media connects you to so many more people than doing it face to face. So like I've talked to a friend of mine, she does Mary Kay. She's very high up in there and she can't get used to doing it on social media. And I keep telling her, you are leaving so much money on the table by not using social media. Now, the beautiful thing about it is we don't want you to be a walking billboard for Beachbody because that's not attractive. No one wants to buy Beachbody. They want to join you on your journey. So we want you to work on you first and share what you're working on and how you're growing and share your life honestly. We don't want you to be a walking Beachbody billboard. So you get to run your social media how you want to, and we want your posts to be authentic and genuine to you. That will require probably getting outside of your comfort zone. That will require being vulnerable. But I think it feels amazing to be vulnerable and to share the hard and the good and letting my story help other people, even if they don't join me in Beachbody. My story can help someone. And that's really cool. So that's the answer in a nutshell.
Well, and with that, I always hear this from people thinking about the business. Well, there's so many people already doing this in my network. I just want you to pause and think about in your mind how many hair salons are in the town you live in. Like how many hair salons are in your tiny town or churches or whatever. People choose their hairstylist for a specific reason. They vibe with them. They like the way they do color. They like the ambience of the salon. And there could be 200 hair salons in your town and everyone would still have business. So remember, even if you're new or there are other people that are in your sphere of community, it doesn't mean that people won't resonate with your story. So like Joy has a different story than me. Danny has a different story than me. You kind of heard all of our stories, but we have people who resonate with us for different reasons. And so don't have a lack mindset. You have to have this mindset that there are millions of people out there who really need a sense of community and just a way to get healthy, both mentally and physically. And you can be the bridge to that. And if Tracy hadn't entered my life and been the bridge to that, like I hate thinking about, I'd be working a 9-to-5 that I hated. I would have had my degree in international relations and I wouldn't see my kids and I probably wouldn't be making very much money. So I'm so glad she showed up as that bridge.
Yes. So the last question, and this is just a really quick one, with so many other companies out there, I know a lot of people are signed up as like distributors or discount members, things like that. So is it okay to work your Beachbody business if you are signed up with another direct sales company? Yes and no. You have to choose which one you want to actively work. In our contract as a coach, you cannot promote or make income from another direct sales company. So like for me, I am technically a distributor for Young Living. I do not promote them. I do not sell them, but I order a lot of their products. So I want it at the discounted price. I actively promote and make income from my Beachbody business, but I am 100% in compliance with contract to be a discount wholesale member of any other company as long as I don't promote or make income from that company. So a lot of people, you know, when they're thinking about signing up as a coach, they just want to make sure that, you know, they can do both. You just have to choose which one you want to work, if that makes sense. Okay. We'd love to open it up for any questions. I don't see anything in the chat. So if you have any questions, just feel free to unmute and go ahead and ask. We are open book, whatever is rolling around in the back of your mind, we want to answer for you. Don't be shy if you're wondering it. Someone else is probably wondering it. No dumb questions here.
We all had these questions when we got started.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Danny, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you explain how this is not a pyramid scheme? So if the people are like, pyramid scheme, how is this not that?
Well, you must have saw my post today.
I didn't actually. Did you talk about that?
I did.
I didn't. Oh, well, then you're well equipped for this.
One, pyramid schemes are completely illegal, and there's no product that is an exchange of hands. So, AKA a pyramid scheme would be like, I sign up Joy and Ashley, they sign up, Jenny and Susie, and no one's actually buying anything. We're just enrolling people, and somehow I end up making a ton of money. I don't really even know how that works. I don't really know if that exists, but that is basically the definition of a pyramid scheme. Our business is about helping women find their confidence through fitness. So you will 100% get a product in Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology. And the truth is, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. I could sign up all 3,200 of my Facebook friends tonight, and I would have a bomb paycheck next week. But if none of them ever did anything else or ordered another product, I would never make another cent off of that person. So it does not behoove you to have a ton of people under you who do not work or who do not order anything, because you don't make any money off that. So it's always going to be quality over the quantity in our business. And like Ashley said, there's really not a point in signing up as a coach unless you are in this because you love the products and you want to pay it forward to other people. So no. And when you sign up, you are at the top of your business. So what's beautiful about our business is it's built on a binary comp system, which if you want to look up the compensation plan, you totally can. But when the whole team works, the whole team makes money. And that's pretty cool. It's not just one person, it's everybody.
Yeah. And you always keep your 25% commission. Like I know there's other companies where, so if Joy is on my team and she sells something, I take a cut of that commission from her. And that's like bleh, disgusting. We don't get any part of what you sell. So really, it's a mentorship bonus. Our incentive is to help people grow a business. So we don't take anything from yours is what I wanted to say. Jeannie or Jenny? Jeannie rose her hand.
Jeannie, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I know Joy from like way back when. I hope I don't have video on because I'm like laying in bed, just got out of the bathtub, and
You don't. You're great.
So when I was looking at all the different, I watched some YouTube clips from other coaches and stuff too, and it looks like a really young group. And by the way, Joy, I just love your transparency, and your story was really touching. So I really appreciate your sharing that. I'm sure it hasn't been easy, but it was really, really, really touching.
Thank you.
So the sense of community I really like, but I'm older, so I'm in my late 50s. I have 6 kids. My youngest is 20. And I have my own business doing dementia care, and I'm trying to pare that down because it's just really hard working with people who are really, really sick and dying every day. And so I've kind of reached a little bit of a either a burnout stage or just a new season, time to do something different. And I told Joy, I've been into fitness and just trying to eat clean and healthy and all that stuff for years, really. But I never thought of it as a business. I've actually, in the past, I thought, I wonder if I could become a personal trainer. I wonder if I should try to help women my age who are really in bad shape and unhappy with their appearance and unhappy with who they are. But I just, didn't want to go back to school to become like a trainer and stuff like that. So I don't have a gym. I don't have a business, a fitness business. It seemed like a lot of people were younger and like own gyms and stuff. But so I wanted to find out, are there people my age? I mean, I'm right off the bat thinking of 5 or 6 people that really could use this kind of help for their own lives, just getting healthier and getting in better shape. I mean, my best friend, she and I just made a pact 2 weeks ago that we're going to be working out every day if possible and eating better. And she wants me to hold her accountable. She has about 35 pounds to lose. I'm at my lowest weight probably I've ever been. So weight's not an issue for me. I just really want to feel strong. I want to de-stress. I want to have good bone density and bone health as I get older and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a lot of questions rolled into one. But I was more thinking about the age and are there other people like in their late 50s doing this and stuff?
There are on our team, on Team Rockstar Fit. Ashley Mahaffey is an amazing coach, and she's 50. I would say you have an advantage because you have a niche, right? You already can think of people off the top of your head that need help with very specific things.
Right.
You talk about bone density and aging and being strong as you get older. I mean, especially having worked with dementia patients,
Right.
you know, like the importance of that. So I would say you have a niche to speak to. Just because we're all young doesn't mean that there aren't coaches who are older doing this. On Team Rockstar Fit, there's a wide variety. And there's definitely older coaches on there. In fact, one of the coaches in our Diamond group just posted today wanting to chat about working with older people in their 50s and 60s because she's also in her 50s and 60s. So you would have other people too that you could even talk with and get ideas from.
Right.
I don't know, Ashley or Danny, if you want to add.
I think that Jeannie, people like you, 50 and older, are so needed, and not enough people are stepping forward. Like, I have several clients who are over 50. I can think of one right now who she's just gotten phenomenal results and feels better than ever. And I want her to be able to pay that forward, but she's just at a different place in life than me. So if she were working with a coach that was at her same place, like how much better off would she be? Not saying that I'm a bad coach or anything, but it's good to work with people who are in your similar situation in life. And there's a lot of people in that 50 and older category who want to get healthy, but they're intimidated to reach out to like a young mom with 2 kids under 2 because it just doesn't feel relatable.
100%.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And also I think some older women, can just feel too intimidated too by, I'm past that young stage. I'm never going to look like that,
Yes.
where they could look better than they've ever looked. I'm actually in better shape. Well, I was in better shape probably about 10 years ago. I was really, really, really working out a lot, but I'm in better shape than I was like when I was having my kids, when I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm in better shape now than then. And so it's never too late. Just like I talk to people about, even in dementia care and stuff like that, it's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to improve yourself. It's never too late to learn something new.
Yes.
It's never too late. There's always a fresh start.
I love that.
That's available. And I do guest speaking and stuff. I feel confident talking to people about stuff I'm passionate about. So that part of it, I feel like would be good. So yeah, this has been helpful.
Awesome.
Well, and you get to represent a different side of it too, because there's so many programs that are great for an older community that you don't see like Danny or myself or Joy talking about a lot because they're just not stuff we use. But there's so many people that could benefit from it if they just got the word out a little bit better. Like,
that's what I wanted to ask you about. So I told Joy, I messaged her. My husband and I have done P90X, T25, and I got him 21-day fix for like a birthday or something, just for something new, because he got amazing results with P90X when he first did it. Honestly, when I ordered those different things, I didn't even know they were all part of like something called Beachbody. I would just see a commercial and I'd be like, oh, that looks really good.
Totally.
And then we started realizing like everything's Beachbody. Like, what's Beachbody? But so we've used those programs. I'm the type personally that I get really bored watching the same videos over and over and over, even if they're really good and the results are great and everything. He was way better at sticking with watching the same things. But with the Beachbody on Demand, it sounds like it's different now. Like you're not ordering this set of CDs and you just have to keep watching those. Like there's other things you can cycle through, different workouts or more variety of stuff.
Yes, you have access to 100 or hundreds of workout programs. And the cool thing is Beachbody has its own, like, what do they call it? Something du jour, challenge du jour They used to call it that. I don't know if they still do, but it's basically where every day you sign in and they give you a different workout to do from a different program.
Oh,
So you
that's
can
cool.
try all different kinds of workouts. So I think it's not like, yes, we will pick a program and go with it, which the last 2 programs that they had come out, the trainer didn't do the same one over and over every day. They filmed a new one every day for like the total 8 weeks.
Oh,
Or
that's
the
cool.
total however long 80-day obsession was, how many weeks that was. But
Right.
so they're getting that message of people want a different one. So their last 2 programs, they did that way where it was a brand new one for the whole time. But you could also just be an example of Beachbody on Demand and just do a different one every day.
Right. That's cool. That's a really nice feature.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
And you can search the programs by like beginner, intermediate, advanced, how many minutes you want to do, whether you want it to be cardio or strength-based. There's a ton in there. Okay, so we had another question. How many hours a week or a day are you spending to make a business successful? What would it take time-wise? That's a good question.
That is a good one.
I'm going to jump down to Christian's real quick before we go to the time thing, because she wanted to know workouts that don't involve weights. Yes, tons of them. Tons and tons of programs that have no weights. Country Heat is one. T25, the whole first part of it is one. Danny enjoys
Insanity
it.
Max 30.
Insanity,
Turbo Fire.
Turbo Fire, all of the yoga, Pio.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons. And for the ones that do require weights, it doesn't have to be expensive. It could be like a pair of 5. Yeah, Core de Force. That's a great program. Could be a 5-pound pair of dumbbells from like the Salvation Army. It does not have to be this $100 weight rack.
No, I started with 5s and 10s and I didn't get anything else for like months. Because I didn't need
You can
anything
get
else.
super cheap weights at like TJ Maxx or Marshalls. They always have like 8, 10, 12 or kettlebells, like, and you can get them way cheaper than you would if you were to go to like Fred Meyer or anything like that.
So true.
I've even had customers just use water bottles, like heavy water bottles, because they don't have weights to start. Okay, so the time question. I love this question. Personally, when I started this business, I was still in college. I was still doing full-time credits and my kids were little. So I was working like 30 minutes a day when they were sleeping. Sometimes if I got them down early, I would, do a little bit extra at night, and mostly because I loved it. Like, this still is my hobby. So if I have free time, this is what I want to be doing. But I didn't have a ton of time. I was just like consistent with the time I had. And the great thing about coaching is the bulk of what's time consuming is the stuff that's good for you anyway. So it's like getting your workout done and making sure your nutrition is on point. You have to eat in a day anyhow. You should hopefully work out to feel better. The rest of the stuff, we say you could take power hours or power pockets. Like, I like to sit down and just for 30 minutes, work from a list. This is what I'm going to do. And that doesn't mean that I can't take a break, or like today when my kid is sick and my schedule totally shifts, it doesn't hurt me at all. So the first year of my business, let's see, by 1 year in, I was making almost $2,000 a month, and I was probably working 2 hours a day, not on the weekends. Now, I personally, and I have a large team and a lot of clients, work probably 20 hours a week. So it's still a part-time job making a full-time income. Danny, how would you answer the time thing from your perspective?
I always tell new coaches an hour a day, 5 days a week will build you a successful business. It doesn't take a lot of time. It takes focus time. So if you're spending your time doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, an hour a day is freaking plenty, and then go live your life. I did that working 2 full-time jobs and, 75 hours a week when I was first started. And those were some of the best months in my business. My first year of business, I was averaging over $1,000 a month by 4 months into the business. So, you know what I mean? And I did not spend more than an hour a day working my business. So just really focused, and things have kind of changed from what they were before. So it really doesn't take a lot of time like it used to. You just need to be really laser focused and get your work done, and then call it good for the day.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not really about time as it is just about showing up and being consistent. If you show up and do something for your business every day, it's going to grow. But
Yes.
do we have any more questions before we wrap this up? What is all involved in coaching? Is it basically inviting people along with working out, or more into it with checking in with your team? Being a coach is just being someone's cheerleader, basically. We all create an online atmosphere, like a gym. That doesn't mean we're personal trainers. It just means we create a place where people can come together, get their workouts done, talk about it, learn different nutrition tips. So as a coach, your role really isn't to be the expert. It's just to connect people with like fitness programs and nutrition that was designed by experts. So you don't have to be the expert. And then you just say, hey girl, did you get your workout done this weekend? Tell me what you did. Like, we like to run fun challenge groups. So it's a Facebook community page, but like this month, Joy and I did the same thing. We were doing champagne and lunges. So the theme is you add some lunges onto your daily workout, and we're sharing like fun, healthy cocktails. You get to theme things whatever you want to. And the role of a coach is really just to be that support person to say, hey, I'm going to hold you accountable to what you said you were going to do in the first place. This is another thing that I think people overthink way too much. And when you're a coach, you're really just being a good friend to someone, a really good fitness friend. Joy, would you add anything to that?
Well, I was going to say, not to mention, typically when you join, you're joining your coach's studio, and where they run all their challenges, you just get to plug your clients in with them. So it's not like you're having to come up with all of this on your own. You typically will always, unless you really want to, run like your studio and your challenges with other coaches. You won't do it alone. So it's not like all this work is falling on you.
Yeah. Like a ton of my new coaches are in my champagne and lunges, and they're adding their clients to it as well. So you work together. You're not ever an island.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions? I have to go plug back into family life.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So we will, if you want this recording, just ask the person who we invited you to in case you want to re-listen to it, or, you know, have your husband listen to it or whatever. But like Joy said, and I said in the beginning, my biggest regret is always, why didn't I start this sooner? Like I overthought it way too much, cared way too much about what other people think, and made excuses for way too long. So
100%.
yeah, between now and the new year, you have like 90 days to really go all in with your business, and your mentors, myself, Joy, Danny, would help you do that. So
oh yes, you can sign up as a coach, because here's the thing, just because you sign up as a coach doesn't mean that you have to work the business. You can just get the discount for a while if you want to. There's no price difference. It's the same price to sign up as a client or as a coach.
yeah, and I had a client today say she wanted the discount, but she didn't want to lose me as her coach. Like she thought creating a coach account would mean that I wasn't going to coach her anymore. So actually becoming a coach on the team is how you get even closer access to your coach and more people holding you accountable.
Totally.
It doesn't take away from anything, it adds to it.
Can you still hear me? This is Jeannie.
Yeah.
Just one real quick question. When you sign up to be a coach, do you get some sort of training? Like, how do you know what to do after that? How do you proceed through becoming a better and better coach?
So yes, we have training already made for you to jump into. We basically teach you how to do exactly what we've done, because there's no point in like reinventing the wheel. So we give you everything. We give you the group. We have a private call, like you and I would have a private call to go over common questions when you're first getting started, to explain like the goals you should be shooting for in your first month, where you're going to plug your clients into, how to sign people up, like all of that. And then we have training that walks you through that. And then the large team that we're on, Team Rockstar Fit, has more in-depth training too that you can get into once you do that. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Good night, Christian. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks for hopping on.
Bye.
Bye.